Okay, everybody, it's 1 o'clock. Let's start this class and see what happens. Welcome. I'm Sarah Morrow. I think everybody on here knows me, so we can keep the introductions really short. I hope you can see me okay. I'm going to start here sitting in a chair, so I'm a little closer to the camera. I do have a microphone, Bluetooth microphone. Hopefully that will make the audio clear the whole time. I think we should expect a little bit of lagginess as I move. I'll try to move slowly, but you might see a little bit of lagginess in the video. And if you're ever having any issue, I'd recommend you just sign off, go back to the link, and just sign back in and hope that that fixes it. Welcome to Mind Balance Yoga from my basement. I hope the setup is okay. Had I had more time to plan this way of teaching, I would probably have better lighting and a better setup, but this is what I have. I have a laptop and luckily a wireless mic, and we're just going to see how it goes. I'm super open to feedback from you guys. You're going to give me a call or shoot me an email or tell me what you think could work better, because this might be how I'm teaching for a while. I'm also doing my therapy from my basement, so everything has changed very quickly. Welcome to everybody. I have friends and family on here from Arizona. Amy, hi, thanks for joining. San Diego, Oregon, Southern Idaho. It's just really lovely to have so many people here with us today. And so welcome, thanks for being here. So of course, this is a very difficult time in the world, and I just want to talk a little bit about a topic today, which would be on resilience, because I think that's what we're being challenged with right now as a species. I just want to make sure I see maybe someone else is joining, so bear with me. I just want to make sure everybody is in the class here, or in our meeting, our Zoom meeting. Okay. So as always, as I do my little introduction chat, please feel free to stretch or move or be in child's pose or however would feel good in your body right now, just to listen to our little bit of talking before we start our practice. So I was supposed to teach a class today on depression, and that just seemed not that helpful to anybody. And so I decided instead to talk about resilience, because we have not only our physical resilience being challenged right now, but also our mental and emotional resilience, and I would say also our relationship resilience, the resilience in our homes and with the people we might be stuck with. So resilience, you know, is this concept of not that we are resilient or aren't, but that we need to proactively practice and learn skills and tools to become more resilient over time. So that's really what I do as a psychologist. And that's what I do as a therapeutic yoga teacher. I want people to understand where they have choice to try to get through those tough moments in life more successfully and with less suffering. So this concept in yoga that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And through mindfulness and awareness, we start to be able to kind of pause, realize, bring awareness to what we're going through, what's happening in our thoughts, our emotions, our bodies, and from that awareness have some power to choose a response. And so resilience is really the foundation of why I do everything that I do. And in yoga, we have this beautiful symbology of the lotus flower. This is called the lotus mudra. It's just like prayer hands, but then we kind of open up those middle fingers. And this symbology of the lotus flower is really a beautiful image, because the lotus flower only grows in swamps. It's this beautiful, pristine, it almost doesn't look real, these flowers, but they grow in swamps and they push through the mud and they move toward the sunlight. And when they break to the surface of the water, they blossom into this beautiful image. And so the saying is no mud, no lotus, which symbolizes the fact that we go through darkness to grow and gain wisdom, gain compassion, and each hard thing we move through, we become a little bit more resilient as a person. So I want to share with you just a quick concept. So when we think about resilience, I like to talk about the term dukkha, D-U-K-K-H-A. It's an ancient Buddhist term that means basically that life just sucks sometimes and is hard at times. And I like that in this philosophy, they say this is not meant to be pessimism or a downer, but just to really acknowledge the truth of existence for human beings. So they acknowledge that one of our primary sources of suffering in life is that we go through physical and mental suffering, physical pain and mental pain, and they say those come from birth, which I think is interesting. They acknowledge the challenge of being born, through growing old, which we all hope to be lucky enough to experience, and through illness and dying. And I think right now we all have some awareness of pain in the world through illness and fear. And of course, we all are vulnerable. We all have to acknowledge our own risk and mortality. And that creates a lot of discomfort for human beings. So we have that level of struggle as humans. The second piece they acknowledge in dukkha is the anxiety of wanting things to always stay the same in a world that's forever changing. And certainly in this time right now, everything has changed very suddenly and unexpectedly. And that is not what the human mind is comfortable in. We like predictability and consistency. We like to know what's going to happen and when. And so this situation is creating a lot of discomfort for us because it's really changed the way that we feel secure in life. So a lot of anxiety is just in the air. When you go out to get your groceries, hopefully that's your only trip right now, you feel the tension in the air. It's not a comfortable time for our species across the whole world. And then the third piece of dukkha is this sort of human nature of being unsatisfied. We just sort of wish reality was different than it was. You know, the human mind is very judgmental. It should or shouldn't be like this. It's right, it's wrong, good or bad. And so we have to learn to resist that mindset and learn to have acceptance. So to be able to say, this is happening. This is a risk. This is painful. There is tragedy. And so we really have to work on a mindset that allows us to, you know, acknowledge when we're in pain, acknowledge when things are hard for us, but then also be able to step back. And we use mindfulness to help us get grounded, to be able to notice that stream of thought in the mind and realize I have a choice in perspective. I have been really working on my gratitude practice this last 2 weeks. I am so grateful that I can transition my work to being at home. It's been hard, it's been stressful, but I'm so lucky and I'm very grateful. Just also grateful that right now my family is in good health, and I hope yours is too. So we work on accepting reality as it is, trying to find appreciation for everything possible, soaking in the moments of joy. So I've literally been trying to catch the moments where the sun shines, lately, and I go outside and I just try to soak in the sun and smile and relax into that, almost like a sunshine meditation for a few minutes. So if you have a chance to do that, please get some sun. Sunlight kills viruses, so very helpful to the immune system. So we have to work on awareness so we can choose our thought, choose our perception, and also not just our mind, but our posture. You know, we're walking around tense or stressed in our face. We have a choice in that. We can smile. We can relax our shoulders. We can deepen and regulate the breath. So all the things we do in this yoga practice are to help you become more resilient. I'll tell you though, yoga is also really good for your immune system. So I just wanted to do a little review on yoga for immune support today. I just typed in the word yoga, and the very first search that came up was yoga for immune system. So that tells me millions of people have been searching the internet how to use yoga to keep their immune system as strong as possible right now. So of course, everything we do in yoga is really beneficial to creating balance in the body, but we're gonna do some specific things today, trying to open the heart center. So when we do that, we're reversing the stress we hold in the body. So when we can open through the heart, then we're creating a relaxation or a balancing of the nervous system. As our stress hormones can come down, we find more balance in the body, our immune system functions much better. We're also going to be doing twists and some belly work. And so the vast majority of your immune system is in your gut. And so a lot of the work we do that involves the belly region in yoga is really helpful to supporting our immune system. Also, these heart opening poses stimulate the thymus. And the thymus is the gland right near your heart that helps create your white blood cells, your immune system cells, your T cells, I think. So anyway, and then of course, we smile and we breathe and we soften, and hopefully we really enjoy Shavasana. And all these things help support us to have the healthiest, most resilient body we can have, but then of course help us suffer as little as possible. So I'm really glad everybody's here today. We're going to do our best. I hope it works out and that you guys have a good experience, but please give me feedback and let me know if I could make this better somehow for the audience. Okay, so with that, I'm going to move my chair and I'm going to become small in your screen because I got to be far enough back for you to see me when I'm standing up. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we're going to begin our practice, and I would always like to encourage everybody to have a folded blanket to sit on, even 2 blankets. You're at home, so you may not have these yoga props, but you can use just a firm pillow or cushion, or even some folded beach towels work really great. So do have something to sit on just to support. The reason that matters, it supports a spinal position where your back doesn't get tired and start hurting during your meditation. I have a little teeny tiny singing bowl with me. My big, lovely singing bowl is in quarantine in the yoga studio. So I have this little singing bowl, and I just want to credit my husband's Uncle Bill, who is a beautiful metalworking artist, and he made this lovely little singing bowl. So we're going to use this in our home practice here. We'll start by establishing our sitting posture. So typically, when you sit onto your yoga blanket, you want to make sure that you have a foundation through the leg position. So that will support the alignment of the upper body. So traditionally, we take 1 foot in center of the line of the body, right to the 1 foot in front of the pubic bone, and then our 2nd foot rests in front of that. So if that's a little too much for your hips, then just cross at mid-shin. Just make sure your feet feel comfortable there. So with the knees a little wider, perhaps, it's helpful to kind of draw the flesh of the thighs back and out, finding a nice strong connection through the sitting bones. That allows us to level the pelvis. So your pelvis position kind of determines your spinal position. So from here, rock the pelvis forward a little bit. Imagine the pelvis is like a bowl, and we don't want to tip it forward or spill it backwards. We want it to be nice and level. From there, elongate. So reach up through the crown of the head, through the heart. Try to create this little sense of more space between each of the vertebrae of the spine. And then as we find this really tall, alert skeletal body, roll the shoulders back and down, let the hands slide in, and then just sink the shoulders down away from the ears, trying to soften all the muscles of the body. The sound of our singing bowl is our cue to come inward. And so you may want to close your eyes just to help give yourself a deeper inner awareness. But if you don't like to do that, just keep a soft gaze on the floor in front of you. At the sound of this bell, come to the breath. Take your first intentional deep breath in. Breathe in through the nose, drawing the breath low in the belly, low in the lungs. Feel the belly rise. And as you exhale through the mouth, fully empty the lungs. Trying to release the breath completely. Again, a deep breath in from nose to belly, and a complete breath out, fully emptying the lungs. And then closing the mouth, choose to just breathe through the nose, and begin to slow the breath down, trying to slow the speed of the airflow, and find that little pause at the top of the inhale and at the bottom of the exhale. And then anchor your awareness to the breath. Your breath is always with you. It's always available in the present moment. And it helps to ground you, coming back to a place of resilience and stability. Feel the air flowing across the nostrils and the upper lip. Notice how the in-breath is cool air. And as we exhale, the breath has warmed inside the body. Feel not only the belly expand, but also the ribs, the chest. Feel the wave through the torso with each breath. And now scan through the body, just noticing from the feet up the legs and the hands up the arms. Without expectation or judgment, just notice. Try to soften anything that feels that it's holding on to effort. Let the hands be very heavy and grounding down into the legs. Feel the eyelids touching, the lips touching. Smooth tension from the forehead, down the temples and the jawline. Softening more deeply with each breath out. Notice the face and all the energy in the face, and really work to find a state of loving energy. As if you were gazing at the most beautiful scene or the most adorable puppy, and how you can't help but smile and feel this light, this energy to the eyes. And now check in with the mind and just notice. Thoughts arise continually. It's just how the mind functions. And so have this intention to notice thoughts as they arise and just invite them to pass by. Coming back to the breath and back to the body again and again. For a moment, have a sense of breathing in strength, empowerment to direct your life. And exhale, releasing fear, releasing stress. Breathe in a sense of realizing all you have overcome in life and how each challenge has helped you learn and grow. And just hold this awareness of your inner strength. And now invite you on inhale to flip the palms upright. On exhale, release hands to your sides. And on your next breath in, rise upward, slowly floating the arms as they gather good energy. Little smile upward as fingertips touch. And slow exhale, float hands down the midline all the way to the heart center. Pausing here in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands to the heart. And just for a moment, go inward and just set intention. What have you been going through these last couple weeks? Where have you felt anxiety, fear of the unknown future, stress or frustration? And just acknowledge it has been hard. But from that awareness, see yourself resilient. Set your intention to proactively take steps to engage in self-care, to take care of the health of your body, the health of your mind. Perhaps setting a goal to embrace the opportunity to have more moments of stillness and quiet. So just see yourself strong and resilient as we somehow move through this chapter in history with a sense of impermanence that this shall change and pass, and a deep sense of acceptance. And of course, finding as much gratitude as you can for everything good in your life. Taking a deep breath in, begin to open the eyes, slowly coming back to outer awareness. And then from here, inhale, Lotus Mudra rises, prayer hands rise, middle fingers peel open, smile as you open, relax the shoulders down, and then turning palms out, exhale, release the hands back to your sides. We're going to lean into our right hand here. Let me move my papers. Lean to the right hand, roll your left shoulder open, palm faces up, and inhale up and over. Spiral the chest open to gaze underneath the left arm. Smile to the face as you gaze toward the sunlight and breathe into those left side ribs. Feel the inhale expand space between the ribs. And then inhale, lengthen up. Turn the palm out, exhale, float it down, leaning into that left side, roll the right shoulder open, palm up, inhale, rising upward, spiral the chest open, gaze up the right arm, smile to the face as you breathe to create space in those right side ribs. And then inhale, rise up, turn the hand out, exhale, float it down. And then from here, go ahead and bring the knees together and take the feet out in front of you. So give the knees a little bit of a rub. They've been sitting there, and so it's good to get circulation flowing back down our legs. Go ahead and plant that left foot actively, and then bring the right foot into the left thigh. We're going to inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, begin to hinge from that left hip as we come forward. Now, if you have some good mobility here, you're welcome to remove your blanket. You might prefer just to be onto your mat for this floor practice. So lift the heart, hinge from that left hip, keep the left foot active as if you're pressing into a wall in front of you. Draw the toes back towards the shin and spread the toes wide. And as you come into this active forward fold, tuck the chin so that the neck is in neutral. And relax the shoulders away from the ears. And as you find this edge in your stretch, now we're going to begin to soften. So turn the palms to face upright, resting the arms onto the back of the hands. Inhale, and then exhale, begin to drop the chin to the chest, roll the shoulders forward, and relax that foot and leg. Easing in here to a resting forward fold. So in a resting forward bend, we become more aware of our thoughts, our inner experience. They're called poses of self-awareness. And now press your fingertips down. Inhale, roll yourself back up. And then from here, bring that right knee upright. So we're moving into our twist here. So we're just bringing that knee from the floor and planting the foot onto the mat. Inhale, extend your left arm, and exhale, begin to twist over to the right side. You're going to bring that hand or the left elbow to wrap that knee. The right hand will be behind your hip to support a tall spine. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, pull the belly in, and exhale, begin to twist. Initiate that twist from the low spine, and then turn the head only gently to the neck. Stay safe and comfortable. Now really feel some pressure between that right thigh and the abdomen. Breathe really deeply to feel the diaphragm press the belly into the thigh. So our deep twists that engage some squeezing and releasing through the belly region are very helpful to stimulating our immune system. And then inhale, lengthen upright, hand to the knee, exhale, untwist slowly coming forward. Drop that right knee out and bring the left foot in to meet the right. So we're in bound angle here. We're looking for symmetry in the arches of the feet. Energetically push your feet into each other. Knees reach out versus down. We're not trying to push our knees to the floor. From here, hands to your knees. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin. And exhale, drop your chin to the chest. Let the head be heavy here for a moment. Just notice if there's any tension in the back of the neck. And just try to let the head be at ease, stretching the neck. And then begin to inhale, rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder, moving slowly and gently. Exhale, roll the chin back to the chest. And inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And exhale, chin to chest, moving at your own pace, just rolling the head side to side. As your head tilts toward the right, really drop that left shoulder down away from the ear. You might even like to bring that right hand up and do some self-massage to the neck and shoulder region. Always wonderful in yoga to take advantage of a bit of self-massage, just to help the body let go of any deep tension it's been holding. And continuing side to side, just trying to work out any tightness through the neck and shoulder region. Again, possibly here with head to the left, bringing that left hand up to massage the right neck and shoulder. Just squeezing and massaging out any tight spots. And then when you're even side to side, rolling your head side to side, chin back to the chest, and then inhale, roll your head back up to center. Okay, then from here, we're going to extend the right leg out, back into our Janu Shirshasana. So we have the sole of the left foot into the right inner thigh. Activate that right foot as if you're pressing into a wall in front of you. Inhale, lift your heart, turn towards that extended right leg, and then begin to walk your hands forward. Again, we start active here. So we're pressing that foot forward, pulling the toes back towards the shin, spread the toes wide. And then we're also going to keep a lift in the chest and try to hinge deeply from that right hip crease. Once we find this active stretch, we're going to soften into a resting forward bend. So inhale, and as you exhale, turn the palms to face upright, tuck the chin down, roll the shoulders, and just soften, even relaxing that right leg, that right foot, letting go of effort here in a resting fold. Check in with the mind. Notice that you're breathing. And try to breathe from nose to belly, using that diaphragm to access the lower lungs, deepening the breath. And then turning fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, press fingertips down, roll yourself up. Head comes up very last. And then from here, we're going to bring this knee back up. So onto the left foot, knee is upright. Inhale, extend the right arm. Exhale, begin to twist to the left. Hand or elbow will wrap the knee. Our left hand will be behind our hip to support a tall spine. Keep the right foot engaged. Inhale, lengthen upright, pull the belly in. Exhale, begin to twist. Really pull that knee in towards you. And then slowly access the neck, turning the head only gently. Here we want to breathe low and feel compression, letting the belly push into that left thigh with each inhale. And again, just holding here long enough to create a nice circulation in the spine, squeezing and then releasing through the spinal cord. And then inhale, hand to the knee, lengthen upright. Exhale, untwist, coming forward. Okay, from here, go ahead and cross at mid-shin, coming forward. We're going to have feet together, knees apart. Sitting back, our hips onto our heels. If that's doable for you, you can always put a blanket or a block under there for support. Inhale, hands in prayer, and then exhale, hinge from the front of the hips and slide yourself out, coming into child's pose. So in child's pose, you may want to prop your hands or your fists to support the forehead. But ideally, you could bring your forehead to the mat and keep the arms extended in front of you, palms turned upright, trying to release effort through the hands and arms. The other option in child's pose is to bring arms behind you, alongside your legs. Otherwise, we're going to release here, palms open, softening here in child's pose. Feel the breath expand the belly, belly pushing into the legs with each inhale, and also feel the back ribs expand with the breath. Soften all through the face. Quiet the mind, aware of the breath and the body. And then from here, extend the hands actively forward. So we'll flip palms down. Fingers are spread wide, hands are shoulder width apart, middle fingers parallel. From here, inhale, rise up onto hands and knees in tabletop position. Adjust your knees so that they fall directly under your hips. From here, inhale, lift your tailbone, extend the heart forward, start small and gentle with the spine. Exhale, drop your tailbone, pull the belly in, release the crown of the head towards the earth. Inhale, lift your tailbone, extend the spine forward, head lifting very last. Lift the chin gently to access through the throat region. And exhale, pull the belly in, release into cat. Feel free to move at your own breath rhythm. Just move slowly, trying to pause at the top of the inhale. And slowly exhale, pausing before the next breath flows in. So cat-cow is one of the most useful movements to create circulation throughout the whole body. They say it's helpful to preventing varicose veins because of that. And of course, when we're thinking about immune support, we want to move the body, increase our oxygen levels, and get good circulation flowing to all organs of the body, helping them be in optimal function. Okay, we're going to inhale one more time, extend, exhale, flexion, and then bring it back to child's pose. But keep the hands active here. We're just meeting up in child's. From here, inhale, rise up onto hands and knees. Curl your toes under and exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So here we'll start with bent knees. Focus on relaxing the neck, so you're gazing back towards the feet. And we're going to broaden through the upper arm bones, broaden through the shoulders. Begin to straighten one knee at a time and press that heel towards the mat. Hold for a full breath. And on your next breath, bend that first knee, straighten the second, just sending that heel towards the mat. So we're slowly, gently trying to warm up the back of the legs. Again, side to side, walking the dog. Gently, slowly, tapping into these Achilles and hamstrings, the calf muscle. Great. When you've gone twice on each leg, bend your knees, re-lengthen the hips up and back, and then begin to straighten both knees and descend the heels. Pausing here in your full down dog position. So all the inversions we do in yoga, whenever we get blood flow coming toward the brain, also very beneficial to stimulating the immune system. From here, inhale, float the right leg up high behind you. Exhale, we're coming forward, knee to the chest, shoulders over the wrists, and then stepping the right knee down to land behind the right wrist. We're going to kick the right foot out towards the midline. From here, walk your left knee back. We're coming into pigeon pose. So this pose is a big hip opener. And so if you feel this is a little much on your hip, take a folded blanket and prop it underneath the right thigh. Otherwise, you're trying to scoot that right foot out more towards the front edge of your mat and bring that right hip down onto the mat. Quickly look back to the left leg. Make sure it's not jutting out on an angle. First, we start in a back bend here. So pressing fingertips down, inhale, reach up, lengthening from pubic bone to collarbone, lifting the heart. Feel the nice stretch here all through the front of the torso. So we don't just twist to access the abdomen region, but we do these extensions, opening through the heart center and through the belly. Inhale, and then exhale, begin to walk forward. You can come down onto the forearms. You could also here stack the hands or stack the fists to support your forehead, bringing the forehead onto those hands. If you're able to, you might want to bring those hands out and turn the palms up, sinking in here into a pigeon pose, forward fold. Now, as we come into some intensity in the hips, we might find that we transfer tension. So we want to make sure here that the face is completely relaxed, that the jaw is nice and soft, that we're not holding any tension anywhere else in the body. Visualize with each inhale, creating space in that right hip joint, and with each exhale, more deeply releasing tension. And then on the next inhale, begin to come up very slowly. Bring the hands in to shoulder width apart. Curl the left toes under, walk the left knee forward, and then bring the right knee back to meet the left. Inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your heart. Exhale, pull the belly in, and then sink back to child's pose. Pausing here and resting. Again, trying to let go of as much effort as you can in this posture. Using child's pose as sort of a reset position to come back into awareness, noticing what's happening into the body with the breath. Feeling the breath move the torso. Slow breathing is like an anchor in the midst of an emotional storm. The anchor won't make the storm go away, but it will hold you steady until it passes. Russ Harris, excuse me. From here, reach the hands forward. Inhale, rise to table. Curl your toes under. Exhale, lift the hips up and back to down dog once more. Coming into the full pose with knees straight, heels reaching towards the mat. Lift the sitting bones high. Broaden through the upper arms and shoulders. Relax the neck. Hold for a couple breaths. And then on your next inhale, float the left leg up high behind you, big stretch in three-leg dog. And then exhale, come forward, knee to the chest, shoulders over the wrist, and then set the left knee down behind the wrist. Begin to kick that left foot out towards the midline, and then we're walking the right foot back. So as we inch our right leg back, do a quick visual check to make sure it's not on an angle, and then square yourself forward. So as we come forward, trying to press that right frontal hip forward, pull the left hip back, and keep adjusting this left lower leg until we can find some stability and support under that left thigh. Again, the option to use a blanket to prop your left thigh. From here, start with a back bend, even coming onto fingertips. Really inhale, lengthen from the pubic bone all the way to the collarbone. Lift the chin. Really feel an openness into the heart center. Inhale, lift, and exhale, begin to fold, coming forward. Again, finding any position here to support yourself in pigeon pose. Imagine this breath creating space into that left hip joint. And on each exhale, relaxing, tapping into deep layers of tension in the body. Soften the jaw, soften the eyes. Quiet the mind. Finding stillness here in this pose. Softening with each breath out. And on an inhale, begin to come up very slowly. Plant the hands down, shoulder width apart. Curl your left toes under, walk the knee forward, and then bring your right knee back to meet the left. Back to tabletop. Inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your heart. Exhale, pull the belly in, and release to child's pose. Relaxing here, letting go of any effort. Coming back to that awareness of the slow breath, your anchor in the midst of emotional storm. A way to find yourself grounded again during moments of stress. Aware of the breath and aware of the body. And then from here, reach hands forward actively. Inhale, rise up to tabletop, curl your toes under. Exhale, lift up and back to down dog. Find your full pose. Relax the neck, gaze toward the toes. Come to the breath. Inhale, look forward. Bend your knees, and on exhale, step or hop feet to the hands. Inhale, swing the spine out, pull the belly in. Exhale, forward fold into Uttanasana. So you can always keep the knees gently bent here. You can also hold onto the elbows, creating a little traction to the low back, or you can sway a little bit side to side, kind of stretching that low back region. And then eventually finding stillness here, taking a moment to allow blood flow to come down toward the brain. And then from here, taking an inhale, look forward, bend your knees and hips deeply. Exhale, swing your arms back. Pinkies are high, engage triceps. And then from here, inhale, rise up into Utkatasana, chair pose, mighty pose. We try to shift our weight into the heels, drop the tailbone down, lift the heart, really energize the hands and arms upright, but soften the shoulders away from the ears. Sinking the hips as low as you can, really engaging through the quadriceps. So these poses where we have to engage so much muscular effort help us to then find a deeper relaxation to balance the nervous system, calming down the stress response. Lovely. Inhale, rise up, big stretch. Turn the hands out very slowly. Release yourself down to mountain pose, into Tadasana. Pause here and standing for a moment. Feel awareness of the entire body. Feet grounding down, head and heart reaching up. Feel the effort and energy through the heart and the circulatory system. And begin to feel the heart slow and the breath slow as you stand in stillness. And on an inhale, coming back out. Okay, we're going to do some standing work. So before we flow, I always like to do a little bit of energizing breathing. So we mostly in yoga try to access the diaphragm as we breathe to draw the breath low in the lungs, because that's our healthiest, most calming, balancing way to breathe. But we can also do an energizing breath where we try to create more space for the lungs to receive a full, large breath. And when we exhale, there's a crunching motion to push the breath out. So as we do this expansion and contraction of the lungs, it helps to create a spike in oxygen, gives a little more energy for our physical practice, and also help our brain just be more alert, more energetic. And so energizing breathing is super good for us, and it's a great way to kind of stimulate all through the respiratory system. Okay, so what we're going to do today is called Taming the Lion. You're going to want to make sure you have room to fling your arms around. And we stand here with our feet a little bit wider than normal in our mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back, open through the heart, palms turn backwards. We're doing a breathing technique called Taming the Lion. So in this breath, all we do is inhale, stretch ourselves open as we lift the arms. We exhale coming down, and we exhale with a ha. So there's a deep exhale through the back of the throat with kind of an HA sound, ha. And you might even want to stick your tongue out when you do that. So it's, and then ha. So if you want, you can access more deeply into the throat, the thyroid region, by extending the tongue on exhale. Okay, but the bigger important thing here is to have a sense of humor, to smile as you draw good energy in, and to exhale, releasing and flinging away anything that's not serving you well, stress, anxiety, just whatever you've been holding on to. All right, we'll do a few rounds of this before we do our flow. So palms turn back, inhale, big breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch. Exhale. Keep it going. Good energy in. Fling away the crud. 2 more. And then inhale, rise up. Step the hands and feet together. Exhale, float your prayer hands all the way down the midline to the heart. Pause here and notice once more all the sensation that breathing creates, even tingles into the fingertips. Now come to the tops of your mat, setting up for our flow. So always start with the foundation of your feet. So as we anchor our pinky toe, we can drag the other toes inward to separate some space between the bones of the feet. And then we're going to draw those heels back away from the toes. We're going to create nice broad soles of the feet. Tuck the tailbone down. Lift through the heart, but pull those front ribs back so we don't back bend. Roll the shoulders back, turn the palms forward. And lock your eyes on. Visually gaze out into the world. It's called your drishti, your visual point of focus. And choose to have a loving gaze, but strong and confident, unapologetically yourself. And then from here, inhale, big sun breath, rise. Turn the palms out, exhale, begin to float forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the head and the heart. Exhale, fold more deeply. Pause for a breath here in our standing forward bend. Inhale, lift the head. Float the right leg up high behind you and then step it back for warrior one. So you want a little bit of width between your feet for balance. And then we're going to drop our back foot onto the mat. So the heel turns in, toes turn out. And as you feel steady in the feet, begin to rise up. Visual point of focus. Pull the left hip back. Press that right frontal hip forward. Check your lunge distance. Make sure that left knee is going to fall directly over the ankle when you come into your warrior one lunge. Release the arms and shoulders. Straighten that front knee. Prayer hands at the heart. On your next inhale, begin to lunge as lotus mudra rises. Prayer hands float upright. Middle fingers peel open, reaching toward the light. And then opening to receive that beautiful energy. Relax the shoulders down, but energize the hands. Press down through that back right foot heel. And keep pulling that left hip back. Warrior one, there's a gentle back bend here. Again, opening through the heart center of the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, prayer hands to the heart. Straighten that left knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Use your left thumb to hook into your left frontal hip and pull that left hip back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, begin to hinge from that left hip as you come forward into pyramid pose. Now we're going to anchor our stability here by pressing down the big toe of that left foot and the heel of the back right foot. You can stay right here with hands to hips. You can also rest the hands onto the back of the hips, or you might like to bring hands in prayer. The other option is to bring this all the way down into a forward fold, if that feels good for your range of motion. Just keep pulling the left hip back, pushing the right hip forward. Pyramid pose. From here, inhale, hands to prayer. Exhale, bring hands down to the mat, and then bring your left knee down onto your right knee onto your mat. Now, if you're on a hardwood floor and this hurts your knee, one quick trick is to flip your mat to give you double padding, or you can put a blanket under your back knee. As you feel steady, rise up onto the left side. Sink those hips low. Release the shoulders, and then inhale, rise up into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Shoulders away from the ears, heart and hands reaching to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, prayer hands come down. Plant your hands on the mat. We're going to lift that right knee up to step our left foot back to meet the right into plank pose. Now, plank pose is always optional. You may prefer to have one knee down. This is the hip height you'd like in plank, so do check your hip height here. Make sure a knee can touch the mat. You may want to be in tabletop or even take a rest in child's. Otherwise, I'm going to challenge you to hold plank here. We're breathing through the nose, trying to keep the face relaxed, gazing just beyond the fingertips so the neck is in neutral. Lifting through the inner thighs, engaging the core muscles, keeping the mind steady through the challenge. Holding awareness. Breathing, mind steady. Be curious about all the sensation that this creates in the body. Great job, everybody. Inhale and exhale, knees come down. Elbows are going to bend straight back. Keep those elbows hugging in as you lower onto the belly. From here, go ahead and walk the frontal hips back, more length through the waist. And then we're going to stack our hands right in front of us. Go ahead and bring your forehead onto the top of the hands, and then lift your feet up toward the sky. Inhale, and exhale, drop your feet off to the left. Inhale, center, feet drop to the right. So we're going to rock at our own pace, side to side, using this position to massage through the belly region. So again, we're accessing into this center of the body where most of our immune system lives. So side to side. And then when your feet have dropped over to the right, inhale to center. Go ahead and place the feet back down. Hands are going to come right under your shoulders. Hug the elbows in. Press your little toe side of your feet, and then inhale, begin to coil upright. So this is a baby cobra pose. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears, and check your position here by quickly lifting your hands and making sure you can maintain that height just through the strength of the back muscles. Squeeze the elbows in, lift the heart forward, press through the pinky toes. Nice job. Inhale, and exhale, tuck the chin, come down. Hands are going to reach straight in front of us. On an inhale, lift the arms and the legs into Superman pose. Keep the chin tucked so the neck is comfortable. Full body awareness here, another one of our really intense engagement poses to tense, to engage almost every muscle of the body before we soften and relax. Inhale, lift, and exhale, bring hands under your shoulders. Inhale, push up to tabletop. Give a moment for the spine to neutralize before sinking your hips all the way back and coming into a child's pose for rest. Take this moment to let everything settle, feeling Any heat in the body start to cool. Begin to slow the breath and feel the heart rate begin to slow. Just this, aware of the body and aware of the breath, holding our mind in the present moment. Okay, from here we're going to move into our second side practice. So reach the hands forward actively. Have those hands be shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. Inhale, rise to tabletop. Curl your toes under. Exhale, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Find this full pose. Engage and broaden through the upper arms. Relax the neck. Holding for a couple breaths. Patient to allow the benefits of our inversion to take place here. And then from here, inhale, float the right leg up high behind you. Exhale, begin to come forward, knee to chest, shoulders over the wrist, and then step that right foot down. We're setting up for warrior one, second side. So drop that left heel in, toes turn out. As you feel steady, begin to rise up. Pull the right hip back, press the left hip forward. Check your lunge distance so that when we lunge, you have your knee fall over the ankle. Straighten that knee, hands in prayer. Inhale, lunge, and lotus mudra rising. Opening up those middle fingers and then spreading the hands to receive the sunlight. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Lift the heart upright. Little smile to the face here. Deepening that lunge. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Straighten that front knee. Bring your hands to your hips. And then use your right thumb to hook into that right hip crease. Press the right hip back. And as you press the right hip back, push the left hip forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, begin to come into your forward fold pyramid pose. So an option here is to keep hands on the hips. Hands to the low back, hands in prayer, or to fold from that right hip and come into a forward bend. Keep this pose stable by anchoring through that big toe of the right foot and that back left heel. Keep pulling that right frontal hip back. Pyramid position. And then from here, inhale, hands to the heart. Exhale, bend your front knee. Bring your left knee down to your mat for low lunge, second side. Again, pad that left kneecap if it would help you be more comfortable. Otherwise, as you're steady, rise up and then sink those hips low. Again, this is our one lunge where that knee might go beyond the ankle. Release the arms, shoulders roll back, and then inhale, floating upright. Shoulders down, hands reaching up, receiving this good energy. Smile to the face. Inhale, lift. Exhale, prayer hands to the heart. Bring the hands down to the mat. Setting up for plank pose, so hands are shoulder width apart, spread fingers wide. Lift your back knee and then step the right foot back to meet the left. So again, plank pose optional. You might also want to be on fists or forearms if that's more comfortable for your wrists. You might want to take a rest in table or child's. Otherwise, we're going to hold. Lift the inner thighs, press the heart away from the mat, gaze beyond the fingertips, and breathe. Mind steady through the challenge. Trying to hold awareness of all the sensation in the body here. Couple more breaths. Okay, great job, everybody. Inhale. And on exhale, either bring your knees down to lower or keep knees lifted. Just keep those elbows tracking straight back and hugging in towards the side ribs as you come onto the belly. Okay, one more time. Stack those hands and rest the forehead to your hands. Feet are going to lift up, and we're going to rock those feet side to side. Really try to push the belly into the mat. Really feel that massage, that compression through the belly region. Okay, inhale, feet coming upright. Step the legs back down. This time we're going to bring our hands in front of us, tuck the elbows in for Sphinx pose. So a little bit different than baby cobra. We have our shoulder, elbow, and wrist in a straight line. Fingers are pointing straight forward. Press to those little toes of the feet, and then energetically tug your hands in towards you to help you lift. So we're lengthening here from pubic bone to collarbone. Gentle back bend. Another way that we're accessing the heart region, hopefully stimulating that thymus gland to support our immune cell production. Breathing into the heart center. Inhale and exhale, tuck the chin, come down. This time we're going to bring hands to our sides for locust pose. You can either just lift the arms or you can go a step farther to a heart opener, interlock those hands, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulders together, and then inhale, lift. Lifting the legs off the mat, arms are lifting, shoulders are pulling away from the ears, and I'm reaching forward to the crown of the head and out through the toes. Everything engaged here. Inhale and exhale, release the hands, come down, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, press to table. Be patient to let your spine feel nice and safe. And then exhale, lock the hips back. And slide yourself out into child's pose. Pause here. Hold awareness. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. Brene Brown. Knowing that you're breathing, trying to slow the speed of the breath. Heart rate slowing, heat in the body cooling, letting everything settle. And then from here, reach hands forward actively. Inhale, rise to table. Curl your toes under and exhale, lift up and back to down dog. Find your full pose. Take a moment. And then from down dog, inhale, float your left leg up high behind you, big stretch. Exhale, come forward, knee to chest, shoulders come forward, step the foot down. We're just transitioning back to our standing posture. Inhale, rock your weight back. To exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, extend the spine, pull the belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Letting go of effort here. Trying to let everything be at ease. Again, the main health benefit being the inversion effect here, blood flow to the brain. Okay, one last challenging pose. Inhale, look forward. Bend your knees and hips deeply. Exhale, swing your arms back, pinkies high, engage those triceps. And then inhale, rise up into Utkatasana, mighty pose. Tuck the tail down, pull the front ribs back, lift the arms and hands, but soften the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing, staying relaxed through the face. No looks of torture here. It just gets hot in the quads. Trying to stay at ease. Curious about the sensation of the challenge here. Lovely job. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend your elbows and knees. Stretch through the heart center. Inhale, lift. And then turn your palms out and very slowly float it down. Little by little, coming to standing. Pausing here to gather awareness. Feeling the energy through the heart and the lungs. Heat in the body. Perhaps tingles through the fingertips. Feeling the whole body. Just this. And on an inhale, coming back. All right, everybody, we're going to do some cool down stretches before we do our Shavasana. So do make sure you have what you would like once we get down on the mats, whether you want an extra cozy sweater or a blanket or a pillow or even a rolled blanket to go under your knees. It's just nice to have all your props ready to go. Okay, from here where you are, go ahead and take your feet wide. Heels are in, toes are out. Inhale, open through the front of the body, palms open, heart lifted, chin lifted, smile to the face. Imagine feeling that sunlight shining down on you. Inhale, and exhale, chin to chest. And once more, just rolling the head side to side, stretching the back of the neck. And then inhale and exhale, begin to round the shoulders, bend the knees slightly, and with dangling ragdoll arms, begin to let gravity carry you down, notch by notch, stretching along the spine. And as you lower down and your hands reach the floor, with toes turned out, begin to bend the knees and the hips into your yoga squat, into Malasana. So you can be here in a high squat, or perhaps you can sink the hips lower, elbows to inner knees, hands in prayer. You can also bring hands to the floor for more balance. So wherever your yoga squat finds you, most importantly, please engage the pelvic floor muscles. So draw those muscles in and up. Very important for safety in our squat positions. And lift the heart, squeeze the elbows and knees into each other, accessing more deeply into the hips. And as you breathe, imagine that sense of creating space through the hip joints. And as you exhale, softening tension. Nice job, everybody. Inhale, bring your hands down, rocking forward, just so you can sit back with control. And then for a moment here, we're going to just come into one more resting forward fold. So extend your legs out in front of you, find those sitting bones. Plant those feet actively as if pressing into a wall. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, begin to hinge from the top of that hip crease as you are active here at first, coming forward. And then as you find that edge and the body feels secure here, we're going to soften. So we're going to release the hands, palms turned up, round the shoulders and tuck the chin. Soften the feet and legs, let everything go. Holding awareness in a resting forward bend. Knowing that you're breathing, aware of thoughts in the mind. And then bringing fingertips in towards you. On an inhale, roll yourself up. And then from here, go ahead and bring feet to the floor with bent knees. Bringing hands to your knees, lift your heart, lift the chin, nice strong upper body. Release the arms and slowly on exhale, begin to rock it back. So we're using core strength to slowly release, resisting gravity here when it gets really tough. Trying to build control to get on and off the floor with ease. And eventually releasing all the way onto the back. And go ahead here and stretch that left foot out. Pick up the right foot and squeeze the right knee into your chest. So we really want to feel compression through that right side of the abdomen. Squeeze that right knee in and then breathe low to feel compression. We're accessing through the ascending colon here, right side before the left. And then inhale, bring that leg up, interlock hands behind the thigh. And then for a moment here, point the toes. Flex the heel toward the sky as you draw the toes towards the shin, and then roll the ankle a couple times each direction. And then find stillness in that right foot, and just pause for a moment to allow this leg inversion to take place. Blood flowing down the leg toward the heart. Inhale, and then exhale, squeeze the knee in. Step the right foot onto the left thigh. The left hand will grab the left thigh and then begin to roll to your left side. You're going to inhale and sweep the right arm up and above you, turning your head to the right away from the knee. Coming into a full twist here. Again, really feeling that twist through the belly region. And then on an inhale, bring the head back to the center, coming onto your back, step the right foot down, slide that leg out, inhale, and then exhale, squeeze that left knee all the way into the chest. So really pull the knee in. You want to feel nice compression all through that left side of the abdomen, our descending colon. And then inhale, extend that leg up, hands interlock behind the thigh. Point the toes, feel some stretch across the top of the foot and ankle. Press your heel toward the sky, draw the toes toward the shin, and then roll the ankle a few times each way. And then pause and relax that left leg, holding stillness here to allow that inversion benefit to take place. Inhale and exhale, squeeze the knee into the chest. Inhale, step the left foot onto the right side. Your right hand will grab that left knee and then roll all the way onto your right side. Inhale, float your left arm up and above you, turning your head to the left away from that knee. Coming into a deep twist. And then on an inhale, head to center, coming onto the back body, step the feet in, deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze the breath out. Really feel compression into the belly. And of course, in this posture, you can rock on the back body just to help kind of use gravity as a little bit of massage. And then with elbows to the mat, hands to the legs, inhale both legs up just for a moment. Pause here in this leg inversion. So this posture, if you want, could be your Shavasana. I would just have you turn to have your legs supported by the wall. And this is one of the postures that's thought to be most beneficial to our immune system. From my reading, our leg up the wall position is one of the most effective ways to calm down the sympathetic nervous system, that's our stress response, and to activate our relaxation response. So it's certainly the #1 pose recommended for sleep, for insomnia. But if we're reducing stress response, we're changing our hormone profile. Stress hormones are coming down, and that's going to help your immune system really function at its optimum. Okay, deep breath in. Exhale, knees to the chest. Really squeeze through the belly. And then inhale, step the feet down and begin to slide yourself out into Shavasana. Please do take a moment here to prop yourself up. So you may like at least a blanket under your head for a pillow. And you may also like a roll under your knees. Or you may, as I said, you may want to turn and have your legs up against the wall. So take a moment. Try to find a restorative position that feels best to you. Because I talk you through a relaxation, I don't get to be in Shavasana, so I will be sitting here. But please get really comfortable. And I want to make sure that you're really warm. And so make sure you have a sweater or a blanket you might want to wear, socks to keep your feet warm perhaps. And if you probably don't have an eye pillow, but certainly you can use anything just to cover the eyes and create a sense of darkness, a little bit of putting the vision part of the brain to sleep. So if you'd like to cover your eyes with a cloth or a light t-shirt or something, you could always do that. Okay, wherever you find yourself, make sure that you walk your shoulder blades in toward the midline to really open through the heart center. Turn your palms to face upright. And have a strong sense of connection between your body and all the supports beneath you. Feeling gravity holding you very securely here. You might enjoy taking a big, deep breath in and a complete release on exhale. Encouraging your body to let go of any effort here, sinking into deep relaxation. You might like to stretch your jaw. Just make sure you're not holding tension. You might even like to bring hands to the face to do a little gentle self-massage, just making sure that the face is completely relaxed. shift the energy of the face just towards a hint of a smile, a little bit of lift and lightness, some loving energy into the eyes. Knowing that you're breathing, feeling the belly rise and fall with each breath. Check in with the mind and just notice if any thoughts are present, and just encourage those thoughts to pass by. In stillness and quiet, the mind wanders. And that's not an error, that's just how the mind functions. And our challenge is to notice, to bring awareness. And each time we catch our mind wandering off in thought, to bring ourselves back to the present moment, back to noticing the breath. We're holding this open awareness of the whole body, all of our senses. Breathing in a beautiful healing energy. Breathing out, releasing stress, releasing anxiety. Just this. Breathing in, breathing out. Just this. Breathing in, I am aware of the present moment. Breathing out, it is a wonderful moment. Allow thoughts to pass by. Imagining each thought is just like a little cloud in a blue sky. And as a thought arises, we gently notice it and invite it to pass by. Clearing the mind, coming back to blue sky again and again. Present moment, wonderful moment. Gentle smile to the face, love into the eyes. Breathe into the heart. Begin to deepen the breath. Visualize each breath bringing with it a revitalizing energy. Imagine each breath in is bringing this healing light that comes into the heart center and then dissipates outward, touching and soothing every cell of the body. And ever so patiently, come back to the body. Begin to wiggle the fingers just one at a time. Wiggle the toes. You might like to squeeze and open the hands and the feet. Perhaps roll the wrists for their full range of motion. And maybe roll the ankles. And of course, feel free to move in any way that feels nice to you, but I might suggest you take a big full body stretch here, reaching the arms up high, point the toes low. Deep breath in as you stretch. It might feel good here to grab each wrist and do a little up and over, side to side flexion, a little stretch through the side body. You might like to interlock the hands and flip the palms away from the crown of the head, stretching all through the palms, all through the hands, the fingers. And then it might feel nice here to bring your knees in towards you, giving yourself a big squeeze. Again, another nice compression into the belly, into the chest, maybe rocking side to side to massage the back. If you would like to do any last pose here, maybe a twist or maybe a happy baby pose to tap into those hips. But as you feel ready, go ahead and roll onto your right side and pause there in right side lying position. And as you roll to your right, you'll notice new touch points, new relationship to gravity, circulation in the body changing. Perhaps you'll notice the breath flowing in through the left nostril, out through the right. Just notice, holding awareness. And now using your left hand for support, you'll begin to press yourself upright. Allow your head to be heavy. And as your torso comes up, allow your head to roll up very lastly, moving very patiently. And keeping awareness inward as best you can, take a moment to find a sitting posture. Perhaps coming back into that easy pose we started in, with feet aligned to the center of the body and knees wide, or cross-legged, whatever feels good. You can even stay in Shavasana. Otherwise, finding this sitting posture, and with hands to your legs, turn the palms upright. These open hands always symbolize a receiving, a soaking in of the benefits of our practice today, and also sending out a wish for wellness to the world. So with a loving smile to the face, breathe in the energy of the world, accepting this difficult time, and breathe out loving kindness, wishing wellness to all. Approaching each challenge of life with a beginner's mind is the essence of resilience. When we don't allow difficulties to defeat us, they become opportunities for learning, for acceptance, flexibility, and patience. When we stay open to outcomes and possibilities, it helps us overcome the inevitable challenges of life. Sharon Salzberg. And then from here, release hands to your sides. And inhale, rise upward, arms floating, gathering good energy, smiling as fingertips touch. And slowly exhaling, prayer hands down the midline, all the way to the heart. Pause here for a moment and just come back to our intention to recognize the inevitable difficulties of human life, to honor our struggles currently, the stress and fear that is felt throughout the world, but to also know that we are resilient, we as individuals as well as we as a species, and see yourself able to be aware in moments of challenge, learning to pause and notice and explore the moment with kind curiosity. And from that awareness, see that you are empowered. Know that you can choose a mindset, acceptance, appreciation, impermanence, soaking in the joy that is in life. And also know that you can make choices in the moment to take care of yourself, to deepen and regulate the breath, to smile, to soften. Use this difficult time as a chance to be proactive about your self-care. And know that eventually we will look back on this, seeing that it allowed us to grow and progress. No mud, no lotus. So opening those middle fingers into lotus, take a big deep breath in and a big release on exhale. And again, big inhale, release on exhale. And one more time, big deep breath in, smile and release. Thank you so much for joining me for my very first ever live stream yoga class. It's truly a privilege to have so many of you with me here today. So thank you. Namaste. And I can feel your namastes coming back at me through the airwaves here in spirit. I'm just going to come a little closer and say goodbye to you all. So hold on. I hope that practice worked. I am learning as I go. I'm totally happy for feedback. So if you have any thoughts to make this work better, so we can all have a little bit of yoga and a little bit of a yoga community through quarantine, please give me your thoughts. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. It was really a pleasure and an honor to have so many people join me. So thank you. We're planning on next Thursday, 1 o'clock. And if this situation continues, I might teach yoga more often. We might just need to do this more. All right, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much. Be well.